What up, everybody? This is Sharp Knife with more Sly 2 Band of Thieves. What we did last time, in the previous episode, we started hacking the boats and placed some grapple hooks on the silo battery to drain the power. And then, after that, we started breaking into the lighthouse and turned out the silo energy. That way, when Arpeggio comes and to pick up the battery, we'll be inside it. Alright, so now that we did all of these objectives, we're gonna beat Jean Bison in Operation Canada Games. But the only problem is that he wins every year. So, in order to get those clockwork talons, we're gonna have to cheat in the games. So without further ado, let the Lumberjack games begin.
Okay guys, let's head down there with those talons from Jean Bison. Sly, try to keep a low profile when we get close. We don't want him to recognize you.
Alright, time to meet up with Bison. Bison, same thing, just pronounced differently.
Excuse me, sir. We humble lumberjacks would like to participate in your lumberjack games.
Think you've got what it takes to win the clockwork talons, eh? Well, I'm sure enough gonna let you play, so long as you pay the entry fee.
Much obliged, partner. We'll just take our positions for the competition.
Enjoy the moment while you think you still got a chance. It's as close to winning as you'll ever get. This year's first event will be a power chopping contest. Not like anyone's ever gonna beat my record, but let him try.
Alright, so to do this, in order to do the chopping, in order to do the log chopping, you gotta keep the rectangle bar in the middle to chop on the log. But the only problem is I'm failing.
Gotta chop strong if you hope to beat me.
That was terrible. Yeah, in order to break the log, you need to do a lot of hits and keep that green bar in the middle or any center of the log. Just don't go too far or you're not going to be able to break the record. Alright, let's try this again. There we go.
Not badly, but watch and learn as I destroy that log without even breaking a sweat.
Now that's some log chopping.
Okay, Bentley, you're on. Plant the eagle egg on Bison, and the angry eagle parent should swoop in and throw off his axe time.
Alright, now we gotta take this egg to Jean Bison. But watch out for the eagles. If the eagle tries to snatch you, it's gonna drop the egg. And Jean Bison will win the log chopping competition. So you gotta get the egg to Bison before time runs out, or if the egg is broken. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't going to be easy. Just do your best to avoid the eagles. Alright, dodge that one. Alright, now we just need to get through these blocks of ice. Wait until they make a good pattern. Alright, perfect. That was not perfect. Well, this might be a good time to cut this out. Alright, I'm back. It was tough, but we made it. Haha, nice. Looks like Bison's got 0 points.
What? I think you better rethink them scores, boys. What you intended to give me was perfect 10s, right?
Hey, that's not fair.
So your pink friend knows how to handle an axe. Let's see how you handle a vertical wall of ice.
Alright, I'll have to cut this out depending on where I left off. Now we need to get to the top of the mountain, which means we gotta hook our way up. Not to mention do some ice climbing. Watch out for the electrifying hook. Almost there.
That sad cane of yours isn't helping you any.
Well, he's got some perfect 9s, so that could have gone worse. Alright, I made it.
Pretty good for a scrawny raccoon. Now, watch and learn as I demonstrate the art of power climbing.
Alright, use those grapples to hook onto Bison. You will need to hook it with all 3 lines to pull it off the wall.
We gotta get those talents for Bison. Use the grapples to hook on Bison. The only problem is that aiming at Bison is gonna be a little challenging, because you gotta get the angle just right. Alright, just one more. Oh, come on!
Oh, that's one of the best times I've ever had.
Like I said, this is not going to be easy. Oh, wait, did I get him? Doesn't look like I did. Well, let's see how this goes. Oh, come on!
Now that's how it's done.
I don't know what just happened. Alright, let's try again. Well, that's one. Two. Last one. That's 3. Looks like the score is 0. Nice try, John.
Seems you have pulled the wrong cards again. Did I ever tell any of you the story about the judge from last year's competition who mistakenly gave me a score other than 10?
Okay, now that is just unfair.
I see we're tied with only one event to go. Unfortunately for you, I've saved my best event for the last. The spin and log competition.
Okay, looks easy enough. I just need to stay out of the water.
Yeah, this isn't going to be easy. I can already tell you that. You have to jump from one log to another while it's spinning. Make sure you're paying attention to which log is going in the water.
Those legs of yours just can't move fast enough.
Okay, that was the weakest score I have ever gotten. Yeah, you have to jump from one log to another. And your hover pack is not going to save you. So there's no need to use that. Just be careful not to fall into the water. Remember, you want to get a perfect 10 in order to beat Jean Bison. Almost there. Just don't fall in the water.
You're one lucky turtle. I'll give you that. Now, watch how a skilled log roller does it.
Close one.
This is crazy. Jean Bison's got those judges so intimidated, there's no way he can lose.
You're right, Murray. Those guys need to go. Okay, I'm just making this up on the fly, but what if I were to lure the judges one by one into that cave? Once inside, you two will knock them out and take their clothes.
Ingenious! When all 3 judges have been restrained, we'll be able to don our disguises and take their place at the judges' table. Sly, you can use the alarm clock gadget to distract the judges and lure them into the cave.
That's a great plan, Sly, but you'll have to move fast. Once Jean Bison finishes the log rolling event, the gig is up.
Alright, so the only way to beat Jean Bison is to lure the guards into the cave and take their places as the judges. We gotta hurry before time runs out. Don't get detected or fight the guards. Alright, perfect. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Alright, let's lure that guard into the cave. Nice disguise, Bentley. Now, you can move far away out of the cave or hide inside the barrel. What I like to do is hide inside the barrel, depending if the guards don't find me. Alright, just a couple more. Alright, we gotta hurry. Time's almost up. And this is the last competition, which means it's gonna end up another tie. Or better, or worse, Jean Bison will win another year. We can't let that happen. We gotta pick up the pace. Now those are some nice disguises. And the perfect score? 0.
What? I thought I warned you judges about the consequences for incorrect scores. Wait a second. You aren't the judges I hired. It's the scrawny raccoon and his annoying friends.
How do you find out?
Well, if you want the challenge, then why don't you just take them?
Oof, that was a knockout.
Oh, my aching head. Those talons really pack a punch. Sly! Murray! Wake up!
Yeah, I'm awake, but not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
Where are we? What's going on?
This looks like the sawmill control room. Bison must have thrown us in here for interrogation later. I, for one, would like to escape before he returns.
It looks like we're pretty well sealed in here. Unless
Unless
you can fit through that hole.
I think I could squeeze through there. I'll drop down and try to free you guys from the outside. If there's any trouble, I'll call with this walkie-talkie. You might be able to help me with these sawmill controls.
While you guys do that, I'll try prying open that steel door. Given enough time, I might be able to make some progress.
Sounds like a plan. Good luck, Bentley. And remember to shout if I can help you from up here.
And here goes Bentley.
Bentley, you okay? I can't see you from in
here, but I heard the fall. I'll be fine. Just give me a moment to catch my breath.
Uh-oh.
Well, now, Candy Britches. I should have figured a puny turtle like you'd find a rat hole to squirm through.
Well, I just dropped my glasses, had to come pick them up.
I ain't like you, boy. I ain't stupid. When y'all were unconscious, me and my boys paid a visit to your hideout and found all them clockwork parts. Lucky thing, too. Arpeggio was willing to plunk down a king's ransom for the whole lot. I even threw in the talons.
You sold all the clockwork parts? Arpeggio has them all?
I wouldn't expect one of your kind to understand the finer points of commerce. You turtles are too stupid to know a woodcutter from a woodchuck.
That's it. Time I show you just how stupid we turtles really are. Sly, on my command. I hear you. Prepare yourself, Bison. On guard.
Okay, Walnut. Get ready for a smushing.
Call out which lever I should pull.
Triangle for sauce, circle for logs, and square for flames. It's gonna be hard to know which ones they are, but here goes nothing. Just watch out for Bison's attacks. All those traps will give him some damage. Now that's pretty cool. You don't need to hold the R1 button. Sorry, R1 button. Bentley will run automatically. Oh!
Come on in here, boys. Let's get this harvest.
Also, make sure you be careful on which traps you're heading to. Otherwise, Bentley's gonna get a splitting headache. You can also use the trap on those guards, too. And the only problem is that these guards will avoid those saw blades. It might be easier just to lure the guards in the log traps or the flame traps. It's pretty funny when Bentley says stuff like that. Watch out for Bison's horn charge. The only way to lure Bison to the log traps is just go through a straight line. Instead of going through this path. 10-4, good buddy.
Eat dynamite, turtle.
Oh, now for the hard part. Avoiding the dynamites. Alright, he's almost beaten.
10-4.
Come out, boys. Let's get to killing.
Looks like Bison's summoning more guards. Let's hope we can do this. Actually, it might be easier to flame the guards. Instead of having the logs jump on them, or saw blades cutting them in half. Bison's almost finished. Just one more attack and he's done. And Bison is Bisoned.
Tarnation. I've been done in by some four-eyed turtle. Times have changed.
Once again, brains triumph over brawn.
Bison. Just made a good pun.
Job, little buddy. That was some fast thinking.
Don't forget about me.
You did a great job opening that door, Murray.
Thanks.
Attention, Jean Bison. Arpeggio's carrier blimp will arrive to pick up the Northern Light battery in exactly 1 minute.
Okay, enough patting ourselves on the back. If we're going to get the clockwork parts back, we need to get onto that blimp.
The silo battery isn't far. If we run, we can make it.
Enough talk. Let's move.
Shake a leg. That blimp's on its way.
Alright, we gotta make it to the battery before time runs out. It It might be easier to just use the hover boost. Plenty of time to get there. It looks like all the clockwork parts were stolen by Arpeggio. Why did Billy just use the trampoline? Well, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that the clockwork parts are gone. Even Jean Bison threw away the talons. And Arpeggio's coming to pick up the Northern Light battery. So much for the big heist.
As we shut ourselves into the Northern Light battery, it became black. For a few long minutes, we just sat there in darkness. No one dared to talk for fear that Jean Bison's men might discover where we were hiding. Time seemed to have stopped, and then we felt it. We were being lifted up to Arpeggio's glen. It was all so strange. The focus of all our schemes had been stolen from us. Our clockwork parts were gone. Looking around the inside of the battery, I knew we all felt it. Failure. I was twitchy and ready for action. Any action. Bentley tried to make some sense of the situation by drawing up meaningless plans. But Murray took it the worst. He just sat there sobbing while the team van floated away over the horizon. That van was his life. I knew I'd have to find a way to make it up to him.
Wow. Poor Murray. That van was his life. I actually do feel sorry for the big hippo. And that's it. We arrived at episode 8. Anatomy for Disaster. We're gonna have to get those clockworks back. We need to get those clockwork parts back. If Arpeggio, without the clockwork parts, clockwork will be reborn again. So we need to get those parts back from Arpeggio, or things can go from bad to worse. Unfortunately, the sad part is that this is going to have to be the end of this video. So, tune in next time as we try to take back the clockwork parts back from Arpeggio in Anatomy for Disaster. Alright, Sharp Knife is signing off for now. See you all next time.